Welcome back. Today we will learn about the issues shaking up Salem. A beloved legacy son returns with a brand new face, while familiar favorites rotate back onto the canvas for a week packed with reunions, intrigue, and setup for long-range storylines. Big picture. The headline this week is simple and exciting. Theo Carver resurfaces in Salem, now portrayed by newcomer Tyler Joseph Andrews, and his first episodes place him squarely in the orbit of Abe and Paulina as family dynamics and personal healing come to the forefront. Jack and Jennifer resume their ongoing visit, Tony DiMera re-enters with a whiff of corporate mischief alongside Gabby, and young Rachel Black stirs family drama as she intersects with Holly midweek and her parents Brady and Kristen by week's end. These appearances are timed to kick off a September slate that also honors the show's history as it approaches a milestone fall season with multiple legacy touchpoints. Theo's return. Theo Carver returns to Salem on Tuesday, September 9th, with Tyler Joseph Andrews making his daytime debut in the role, marking the first on-screen appearance since the character left in 2023 when he was last played by Cameron Johnson. Reports confirm Theo will share immediate scenes with his father Abe, James Reynolds, and Paulina, Jackie Harry, anchoring his reintroduction in family and setting an emotional baseline for the week. The recast has been teased across entertainment outlets as a fresh take on a character deeply embedded in Carver-DiMera lineage, creating anticipation among viewers eager to see how Andrews interprets Theo's gentleness, intelligence, and quiet resilience following time abroad. Casting context. Confirmation of Andrews' debut has been highlighted by multiple outlets noting the Tuesday bow and his connection to ongoing fall narratives, with promotional clips showing Theo stepping back into DiMera circles and greeting Uncle Tony. A symbolic handshake between past and present eras. The timing lands as the series leans into legacy momentum ahead of anniversary festivities and a cascade of returns stretching across late summer into fall, amplifying the sense that Theo's comeback is just one piece of a larger celebratory tapestry. Fan reaction online has emphasized how the new actor channels prior portrayals while bringing his own energy, a combination that tends to stabilize recasts quickly when writing supports family-rooted beats. Story ripple effects. Recent spoiler chatter had Abe expressing concern for Theo in off-screen calls, hinting at unresolved heartbreak following a breakup with Claire, threads that may be explored now that Theo is face-to-face with his support system in Salem. In story, that creates multiple avenues. Father-son confidences, Paulina's protective instincts, and the possibility that friends like Chad provide pragmatic advice about love and work, aligning Theo's re-entry with both personal and professional stakes. The show often uses returns to bridge romances and corporate arcs, so Theo's proximity to DiMera kin could organically pull him into business intrigue just as Tony and Gabby stir the pot elsewhere. Jack and Jennifer. Matthew Ashford and Melissa Reeves continue their ongoing visit as Jack and Jennifer, slotting in on Monday, September 8th, a beat that dovetails with Reeves' real-life milestone, 40 years tied to the character, commemorated on-air this month through flashbacks and a sweet cheer and nod filmed to air in September 2025. Their pop-ins throughout early September have been framed as a warm nostalgia run. Light interaction with core families, supportive moments with their children, and a wink to the duo's screwball romance legacy that helped define their dynamic since the late 80s. Media interviews around the return emphasize the couple's signature rhythm and the show's intent to weave legacy pairs through the fall as a gift to longtime fans. Tony and Gabby. Theo Penglis reappears as Tony DiMera on Tuesday, September 9th, and once again intersects with Gabby, Sherry Jimenez, in corporate maneuvering that's been building across recent weeks. Commentary recaps point to Gabby obtaining leverage on Xander and Philip, only for Tony to advocate patience, flashing a DiMera grin that suggests strategy, not surrender, and leaving room for a surgical strike at DiMera Enterprises when it hurts most. Earlier spoilers have framed their partnership as equal parts espionage and seduction playbook, underscoring Tony's old-school finesse paired with Gabby's audacity, a combo that tends to explode in DiMera boardrooms and living rooms alike. Rachel, Holly, Brady, Kristen. Alice Halsey appears as young Rachel Black, first in scenes with Holly, Ashley Puzimis, on Thursday, September 11th, then with parents Brady, Eric Martsolf, and Kristen, Stacey Hayduke, on Friday, September 12th, positioning the character at the center of teen social currents and adult family tension by week's end. Recent weekly breakdowns have highlighted Brady's tunnel vision on a separate adoption tangle and missed dots that could become crucial, creating fertile ground for Friday's family scenes to expose contradictions or trigger protective impulses. Layering Rachel between Holly and her parents also tees up the classic Salem pattern. A youthful moment lighting the fuse on a long-simmering adult conflict that spills into the following week. Why this week matters. Stacking a recast debut, legacy couple returns, DiMera chess moves, and a child at the center of parental friction in a single week is a deliberate momentum play as September arcs spool up. Theo's homecoming provides a soft, humane anchor for a week that could otherwise skew purely corporate or confrontational, balancing heart with scheming to appeal across viewer tastes. It also re-establishes connective tissue among Carver, Price, Horton, and DiMera lineages, which pays dividends as the show leans into anniversary storytelling and waves of familiar faces over the coming months. Scheduling at a glance. Monday, September 8th, Jack and Jennifer return for continued appearances, tying into milestone nods and family crossovers that keep Horton-Devereaux ties active on the canvas. Tuesday, September 9th, Theo's first episode with Abe and Paulina. Tony resurfaces to recalibrate tactics with Gabby amid DiMera intrigue. Thursday, September 11th, Rachel appears with Holly, nudging teen storylines forward and setting up parental intersections. Friday, September 12th, Rachel shares scenes with Brady and Kristen, a capstone for the week's familial tensions and a springboard for next week. Looking ahead. Industry chatter suggests this is one phase of a broader revival cycle as the show celebrates heritage and primes fall sweeps through multiple returns, including headline names slated across 2025 that echo 80s and 90s glory days. In the near term, expect Theo's arc to clarify the emotional fallout of his off-screen breakup, while Tony and Gabby's patience game crystallizes into an actionable plan at DiMera, likely when opponents least expect it. With Jack and Jennifer in and out through September and Rachel's beats escalating, Salem enters a season of reunions, reckonings, and renewed rivalries with a blend of sentiment and scheming that defines the long-running drama's DNA. Jack and Jennifer, a romance like no other on Days of Our Lives. In the long and winding history of Days of Our Lives, very few couples have captured the hearts of fans in the way Jack and Jennifer Devereaux have. Their story has always been anything but ordinary. It's been funny, dramatic, heartfelt, and sometimes even a little dangerous. Through it all, their romance has remained a bright spot in Salem and a touchstone for loyal viewers who have followed the show through decades of change. Now, after years of highs and lows, Jack and Jennifer are returning to the screen once again. On September 5th, longtime fans will be treated to another chapter in their story when Melissa Reeves and Matthew Ashford reprise their beloved roles. They may no longer appear every day as they once did, but their presence still brings a unique sparkle that no one else can quite match. And the timing couldn't be more perfect. Not only is Days of Our Lives preparing to celebrate its remarkable 60th anniversary, but Melissa Reeves herself is reaching a personal milestone, 40 years since she first joined the series. Together, these milestones make this return feel like a reunion with old friends and a reminder of the enduring magic that Jack and Jennifer bring to the screen. A love story built on laughter and timing. When Reeves and Ashford talk about their characters, one thing is clear: Jack and Jennifer's love story has always been different. Unlike many soap romances that lean heavily on melodrama, their connection has often been built on humor, quick timing, and a willingness to laugh at themselves. The two characters first crossed paths in 1989, when Jennifer Horton, the determined young journalist, found herself working with Jack Devereaux, a gruff, slightly unpredictable in turn at the Salem Spectator. At first, it seemed unlikely that the two would form much of a bond. But as with so many great love stories, sparks flew in unexpected ways. Melissa Reeves has often said that what made Jack and Jennifer work so well was their humanity. "It's fun to play characters that people can laugh at because of their humanity," she explained. "The humor was never forced, it came naturally from the quirks and flaws of the characters themselves." Matthew Ashford agrees, adding, "We laughed at our characters before anyone else." That sense of play carried over from the actors to the audience, creating a connection that felt both real and refreshing. Chemistry that couldn't be ignored. From the beginning, Reeves and Ashford displayed a rare chemistry. The writers quickly noticed, and before long they began crafting storylines that played directly into the pair's energy. Reeves has often compared Jack and Jennifer's dynamic to Maddie and Dave from the popular 1980s show Moonlighting. Like Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd's characters, Jack and Jennifer shared a fast-paced, back-and-forth rhythm that made even the simplest scenes sparkle with life. "It was that bam, bam, bam rhythm," Reeves recalled. "You never knew exactly what was going to happen next, but you knew it would be fun." This lively quality became their trademark. Fans tuned in not only for the dramatic twists and turns of the storylines, but also for the delightful banter and humor that made Jack and Jennifer stand out. In a world where soap operas often thrive on tears and betrayal, they brought laughter and joy. Quirky, playful, and timeless. What makes Jack and Jennifer's story so enduring is its playfulness. Their romance has never been just about grand gestures or serious declarations. It has also been about the small, silly, human moments that couples share. "Romance can be so funny," Ashford once explained. "And sometimes laughing with your partner is probably the best thing you can do." That insight captures the essence of what made the Devereaux so relatable. Their love story wasn't perfect, but it was real. They laughed together, stumbled together, and got back up together. Over the years, Reeves and Ashford have been grateful for the freedom they were given by the show's writers. "The writers saw the quirkiness between us, and they really ran with it," Reeves has said. One scene that fans still remember vividly involved Jennifer throwing a plate, so forcefully that it nearly hit the entire camera crew. Ashford looks back on the moment with a mixture of amazement and amusement, proof of just how unpredictable and lively their time on set could be. A return worth waiting for. Now, as Jack and Jennifer prepare to return to Salem once again, fans are eager to see what comes next. Will they bring more humor? More heartfelt moments? Or perhaps a few unexpected surprises? Ashford teases that they still have a few tricks up our sleeves. That promise alone is enough to set longtime fans buzzing with anticipation. After all, if there's one thing Jack and Jennifer have taught us over the years, it's that their story is never truly finished. For viewers who have followed Days of Our Lives for decades, their return feels like a gift, a chance to once again enjoy the laughter, the warmth, and the undeniable charm of a couple who have truly stood the test of time. A legacy that lasts. As Days of Our Lives approaches its 60th anniversary, the return of Jack and Jennifer feels symbolic. They represent not just a love story, but the very spirit of the show itself. Their humor, heart, and resilience mirror the qualities that have kept the series alive and beloved for generations. For Melissa Reeves, celebrating 40 years with the show is an accomplishment few actors ever reach. And for Matthew Ashford, continuing to bring Jack's sharp wit and humanity to life remains a joy. Together, they remind us that while times may change, true love stories never really fade away. Jack and Jennifer's romance may never have been ordinary, but that's exactly what has made it extraordinary. And as they step back onto our screens, fans both old and new are reminded once more why this couple remains one of Salem's greatest treasures.